I don't know, man. I
I gave
mean,
you
I
months of
knew he.
preparation, bro. I told you what was going to happen for months, and that's exactly what happened. So yeah,
Yeah, you told me. So I mean, yeah, might as well open off with that. Ilya Taporia is our new and 10th fighter in UFC history to be a double champ status. Ilya El Matador Taporia. You done it again. Round of applause. You knocked out another legend. I hope you are so
I ain't gonna
just
lie, Mike.
proud of yourself
He's
for the
bro.
anguish that you are causing in the community. I really hope he is proud of himself for all the anguish he's causing. I really
Like
do. I
he's
really
been
hope
doing some stuff
he's
that
proud of
no
all.
one has done, bro. Oh my god, he's knocked out the featherweight goat, a third featherweight goat, the third lightweight goat, and he's doing it back to like Mike. He isn't just knocking them out; he's putting them out cold, bro. Their bodies are
Yeah,
falling to the ground.
yeah, yeah.
Their heads are bouncing off the mat
Yeah. I mean,
in
and I didn't
ways that
even.
in their entire careers it has never done. Man, hey, man, has gotten into a lot of wars and been hit by a lot of people, bro, but not like that. Not like that.
Yeah. Like I mean, I thought I was really adamant on him at least giving me 5 minutes, but apparently you get hit by Taporia at 55, and that it doesn't work like that, I guess, because man, I don't know, man. It just seems like just having a chin just goes out the window when it comes to Ilya. It's like he touches it, and I don't want to just glaze him, but he touches it, and like he said, guys' chins just explode. Now, I mean, we do have some. I mean, with anything, there's gonna be some talk. I mean, we seen Ilya passing Khabib, which I'm not even gonna get into. That's just crazy. We seen.
Yeah, you know it's gonna
I've
be them
also seen.
crazy takes. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna lie. This fight, although I ain't gonna lie, I've been yelling it even before the Volk fight, even before I ain't gonna say before the Emmett fight, bro, but I knew what this was gonna be around that time. The UFC has a new face. He is the face of the UFC now. He is the biggest superstar in the not even just UFC. I really feel like in combat sports right now. You see him on the interviews. He's in all types of different interviews. It's all different types of quotes coming out. He's on man. He's everywhere right now. So with that comes, there's gonna be new fans sprouting up. There's gonna be new takes, new opinions. There's gonna be new super fans. I've already seen people saying he's already has the most impressive double champ wins in history.
I
So it's
mean,
gonna
he
come.
probably does. He probably does. I mean, this is definitely the most impressive 3 fight skid I've seen from anyone. I mean, knocking out, as you said, a GOAT in one division, a guy who's right behind him, and to put on top of that, a guy who never even been knocked down to that point. Well, one time to that point. Then you do it to Oliveira, a guy who was a champion in his own right, defending the belt in his own right, and
In
outside of Islam
round
is the
one,
guy in 155 in round one. And like you said, when you watched him get hit by Gaethje, you watched him get hit by Dustin, you watched him get hit by all these guys, and it's just, I mean, my boy EJ was getting called a casual man for what he was saying. Like basically, he just gonna just put him out, and it's just he's gonna touch him. It's gonna be that. But that's
that's
what
what
happened,
it
man.
was. And
It was
we
literally
gotta
the
break the fight down more. We gotta break the fight down more. This was the main event. This was probably gonna be the best card of the year. Although we're gonna talk about later cards later in the show. We have to break the fight down, Mike. Now, I ain't gonna say I was right the entire time because even though I was right about a lot, but there was definitely a lot of questions about Ilya Taporia going into this fight at 155. Obviously, him being smaller, Charles having the advantage, Charles being the grappling specialist. And I said, if Ilya stuffs that first takedown, that we're gonna have a serious problem in this division, and that's exactly what happened. I don't want to go too ahead of myself, but this is the same Charles that just took the number one contender in this division to split. This is the same
yeah,
guy. And Ilya
yeah, no,
just, man, from the
yeah,
start, man, after that first striking encounter, when I saw Charles go for the takedown, there was a split second where it was like, okay, Ilya's against the cage. What we finna do now? And it's like, just like this, he answered the question. He somehow ended up on front mount on top of him. He had full control. He sprawled out of it. There was another maybe 2 seconds where he got that heel hook locked in. I'm like, oh my God, Ilya, don't tell me you about to do this to me, bro. And he sprawled out immediately, and I was happy with it. Now, although I don't want to say that was enough to like, I want to say give Ilya this official top tier grappler label, but man, it cleared all worries that I ever had, bro. I barely had any worries, bro, but the worries that I did have just answered. This is the guy that people were. I heard DP in the interview literally say this, like maybe this was like yesterday. He said that in the fights with him, in the fights with Gaethje, in the fight with Chandler, they would knock him down and not try and finish because they were so scared to go on the ground with him. Ilya
Yeah,
took front mount with no problem and actually
yeah,
escaped. It's like,
yeah,
man, once they got back up again, we all know the story ended with just a quick 3-2. But like just Ilya's hand placement, like from the start, just the combinations and the head movement, it was just like I don't mean to say it, but we like I said, Styles makes fights. We said that in the previous episode, and Ilya just did what Ilya does. And they put him against the
yeah.
Charles. As soon as Charles moved that hand down and Ilya saw the opening, it was over. As soon as Charles attempted to take one, hit one, the fight was over.
Yeah, yeah, you can't really take one hit one with Ilya, especially when you got a lot of damage on that chin for Charles. But yeah, I mean it was a great performance as always. I mean he comes up, shows out. I mean I never really disliked Ilya. It's just he's always put up against the fan favorites, and
He's
it's so
slaughtering them.
unfortunate.
He's slaughtering them.
Yeah, he's doing to him what we've never seen be done, what we never thought could be done. I mean, I remember coming into that Volk fight, I was doing laps around saying Volk was going to come back and he's going to show y'all do this. He knocked him out. Then I said, oh well, he was on a 2-fight skid. He got knocked out by Islam and yada yada yada. And then here comes Max Holloway, the guy who's been knocked down one time. He knocks him out, and now he does this. I mean, it's history. I mean, now you touched on it last pod, and I really don't want to do this, but I mean, we have to at least talk about it. For now, at least, is Ilya number one pound for pound? I mean, he is
100%,
literally
one
the
million
out.
percent, 1,000%. There is no question. Hey, listen, Mike. I know we all making jokes in the party about I'm only back on my UFC MMA grind. Go follow me on TikTok, EGF UFC, because of what Ilya is doing. But Mike, you really just have to, bruh. You really just have to see, bro. You have to really break down what this man is doing.
Okay, so can I just ask one thing?
Or
How does when I the because I feel like the main thing with the number one pound for pound, especially when it what it really means is your skills carry over weight to weight, yada yada. That's really what it means, and he did just show that. And to be honest, Islam hasn't yet, at
he
least,
did more
and
than show that. Mike,
he
Mike,
did.
Mike, Mike,
But
Mike, Mike.
my question
He,
is,
Mike.
why does it just automatically make him pound for pound? Just automatically when like I said, his best argument is 3-fight skid, but two of the guys in his 3-fight skid, Islam has 3 wins over 2 of the guys in his 3-fight skid, but all before he fought him. So why does Charles Oliveira just instantly put him over Islam? We saw Islam beat Charles Oliveira, not in that fashion, but he submitted him pretty quickly. He beat him. He also beat him.
I think it's due to the fact that Islam is currently not a champion anymore. I think that has a lot to do with it. On top of the fact, I mean, it's a president award. Like, what have you did now? And I'm gonna just say that it just sucks to say that. Well, it doesn't suck to say it for me, but for Islam, Ilya's coming off the hottest, not just hottest, the greatest 3-fight skid of all time. Yeah, he did beat Volk back to back times, but Ilya did it in more impressive ways. He ended Volkanovski, the greatest featherweight. I mean, I guess he didn't because the division's weak, but we all know it's still Ilya's division. And he just moved up to another division. Not to mention what he is to Max Holloway. I'm just not the biggest fan, so I ain't gonna, try and prep him up to put Ilya up, especially after what he just did to Charles. He just went to another division, and everybody is shook. Everyone is shook. It sucks to say. I'm not trying to diss Islam, even though I'm not the biggest Islam fan. Hypothetically, if he did beat JDM, and which is not a lot, you think people in welterweight is scared of Islam? You don't think Shav is gonna win a piece? You don't think no one's gonna be ducking him? Did you see how Justin Gaethje and Armin Sarukian looked after they saw what happened to Charles?
I saw
That
Armin
right
looked. I
there
didn't
is
see
why
how
Ilya's
Gaethje looked like he
that's
wanted some. Gaethje looked like
no
he said.
Gaethje looked up
Like
trying to pull up his pants. He looked pretty concerned. He looked pretty
no, Gaethje
concerned.
looked like I want some of
As
that.
he should be.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. We'll get into
And I
that
ain't gonna
soon.
lie,
And
hey man, I really hope they don't get. We're gonna get into it later, but Patty cannot have the next title fight. Not immediately, not immediately. We're gonna get into it, but even if he does, Ilya Taporia, and I love Patty. Probably my third favorite fighter in the UFC now that John is gone. No, it's probably second. Ilya's not losing to the Pillsbury Doughboy. He's not losing to him. There is no threats to Ilya in this division. Ilya owns the. Did you see what he just did? Listen, and it's not even to no fault of his own. He's number one pound for pound in the UFC because the gap between not just him and lightweight, but him and featherweight is so huge. You know, you was doing all this talk about, oh, maybe Volk needs to fight him. I would love to see Volk. Do you really want to see Volk fight him again now? Do you still want to see that? It turns out that Volk got knocked out by a drained Ilya. He got knocked out by drained Ilya. Dude, he's
I mean,
pound for pound for
again, I mean,
nobody, bro. Nobody's gonna want to step with him.
I
Nobody.
get you. I get what you're saying. Like he's already in one fight in the division. Like has already put the division on notice and everything. And you talk about how weak the division is, but I'm gonna remind you because of who? Why is the division so weak? Let's not act like Islam hasn't run
Oh
through
wow,
everybody
you don't
in
want to
it.
do this. You do
Let's
not want
not
to do
act
this.
like every contender in this weak division that
Man, everybody in that
you're saying
contender is also beat
all
up
these
on each
guys you're
other.
saying Elliott doesn't want to fight. Islam already fought and beat and dominated. So again, what
But
does
it's
one win just actually put him over Islam?
because of how he just ended Charles Oliveira. The same way just as better of a win as he did with Volk. They both was better than how Islam finished them for one. And for two, man, just context alone, it matters. Well, who's Islam's last three wins?
Moicano,
Moicano,
Dustin Poirier,
DP, and who?
and who he fought? Who did he fight before
Volk. Was it
DP?
Volk?
Volkanovski. Yeah,
Let's be real. People, and I'm not gonna get into it because we ain't gonna pay attention to the delusional haters on here. But let's be real now. We talk about retirement homes. It turns out that was DP's second to last fight. So I don't know how much money I'm really putting in that. That was nowhere near prime
you
DP.
don't think he
He
was? You
bought
don't
the
think he's a he? You don't think he? You don't think he still is a championship level contender considering the fight he put on with him?
I mean, the bar is pretty low for that in that division. And I mean, obviously, it's not just because of Islam, it's because of the gap now with Ilya Taporia and all of them. Unlike Ilya Taporia, all not have Islam, yeah, Islam has beat up on all of them, but they've all also beat up on each other. Gaethje's what? Gaethje beat Charles. Charles beat DP. DP beat Gaethje. Like, it's just like they all then fought Max Holloway. Some have lost, some has won. Like, they all have just beat up on each other to the point where, like, there's no gap. Let's compare that to welterweight, for example. Most of them is on some type of win streak, or they have only one loss. Now that could be due to the fact that lightweight is older; they all been around for so long. But that still doesn't
That's
defeat
what
the
it
point
is.
that it just makes a gap in like competition. It sucks to say that Ilya's competition in his last three has just been so much greater. He's finished them in so many better ways than Islam has. Moicano and an old DP
But
and
you
Volk,
keep
I
saying the
guess.
gap. You keep talking about the
But
gap in
he beat Volk. He
competition.
beat Volk as a weight bully. If we being real here, Ilya beat
You
Volk
you
in his
keep
own weight class.
you keep talking about lack of competition, and then you talk about his best three wins, but and then you say the lack of competition, but his best three wins are Islam's wins. So how is the competition gap just so? Where's
It's
the
how it's
what?
when it comes to that, it's how we finished him. I don't know how much weight it matters to you that he finished Volk in his own division and took his belt. But unlike Islam, he wasn't just the fucking weight bully. It turns
Well,
out that
apparently
Volk.
it was. If he
It
was
turns out.
walking out,
Hey,
he
hey,
was
hey!
walking at
It turns.
180.
I'm going to say this, but it turns out, hey, if Islam do beat JDM, I don't know how much faith to put in that win that the 170 champ got to win against the 145 champ. I don't know how much faith I should put into that. I know y'all might do that, but I don't. That just seems a bit crazy to me. But
Okay,
on top of
so
that,
but what if Ilya were to move up and beat Islam at 170? So can we say the same thing?
I mean technically, but at that point he still tops him because then he's just gonna knock out Islam.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, if that happens, yeah. But
Then that,
whatever.
bro, he I don't even.
Anyways,
At this point, I just don't see how would Ilya not be number one pound for pound when Islam doesn't even have a belt. He doesn't
I
have a
mean,
belt.
I think at this point, considering Ilya's body of work and the wins and the way he's done it, and the fact that he's literally a two division champ, I mean, you have to say he is number one pound for pound for now. And then let's see how Islam shows against JDM, and then we can talk again because I mean he does have two belts right now, so I mean it's only right to put Ilya
We
number one
watched
pound for pound right now.
history.
And you touched on it a little, but Dana White seemed to be pretty unhappy that Patty stepped in the cage. He just talked about it in the press conference, saying those are things that he's not really that the UFC doesn't really like to do. And he kind of, it sounded like he was just kind of leaning towards the line of that's really not the fight yet. So it's
Yeah.
because they asked him, oh
Where
well, why
he's the
did you let
number
Justin?
8 ring, and he's coming off a Michael Chandler win. We just saw what happens when you do that when Michael Chandler wins.
Yeah, yeah,
And let's
yeah.
not
We
rush
don't
into
need
it
any more.
either.
Yeah, we don't need any more pointless title fights. I was talking to you guys about this. Like it's starting to get aggravating. I mean, it feels like it's starting to get aggravating. I mean, when you just think about all the over the span of the year, the BS and the nonsense that's just been going on with title fights, and a lot of it leads to slowing up the division, holding up divisions. I mean, this is a bad
What do
example
you
for
mean by
lightweight.
BS?
Like Kobe Covington being against Leon Edwards when it probably
Oh,
should have been
just the
Shy
wrong title fights
or
being
Bilal,
booked.
or giving Sugar O'Malley a rematch when you got Corey Sandhagen there and other guys who are, and Sean O'Malley got dominated. Then we watched him
You
get
feel like if
dominated
they gave Patty, and you feel like they gave Patty the rematch, that's what they'd be doing?
pretty much. I mean, it's a precedent that they're starting to set, and it just leads to dumb, boring, one-sided title fights, and it's just kind of getting annoying. I'm trying to think of the 316 who Juliana Pena and Kayla. I mean, no, that's not happened. But that was the Marab card. But just bad title fights. They need to do a better job with even when I don't want to just do that, but even when you think about how they handled the heavyweight situation, like it's just I don't
I
know
think
it.
I think a big problem is that it's one of those divisions where like it's no rush because everybody in the division, I don't want to say isn't competent or on like the same level as the champ or the former champ, but like look at lightweight. It's like it's in a mess. Your number one is we're gonna get into that. We could get into it now if you want to, but your number one is missing weight on title fight nights. I'm blanking on number two, but just to go down the list, you can't give Dan Hooker a
Number
title
two
fight.
is Charles.
He was supposed to lose to Gamrot. You can't give Gamrot a title fight because he just lost to Dan Hooker. You just gave Charles a title fight. DP is retiring. Can you really give Max a title fight? Do you want to give Max a title fight after what you just saw Ilya do to him? But do you want to give Justin Gaethje a title fight when he's coming off a win against Physique? Patty is number 8, so he can't get a title fight. It's just the division is kind of like a mess, and it's like unlike all the other weight classes where it's like it's that one star or two that you can hang on to, or like they're gonna get a title fight when their time is right, when their time is coming. Nobody seems to be there yet.
Yeah, yeah, and like I said, lightweight is a bad example for what I'm trying to say. Definitely, just when you look at like you said, the mess going on with contenders and all. I don't know. I just feel like there's been just too many over the past year or so, just too many title fights that ended up being one sided that we just could have avoided just simply due to bad, wrong matchmaking. Even like not to just drag on, even like Cheeto and Sean O'Malley. Just I don't know. It just seems like to be somewhat of a problem. It is kind of annoying sometimes, like especially when sometimes the clear answer is right there. Like I mean, yeah, I understand. Like
The UFC is a
I mean, well,
business.
lightweight there isn't a clear answer, but
So
if even in a division where it isn't a clear answer, Patty isn't a guy who Charles Oliveira just got knocked out by Volkanovski and Max, and another guy who finished Michael Chandler, and that's his crowning win. Oh, and also my bad, Bobby Green, King Green. That doesn't matter. We're not doing
it's
this.
it's
No,
no reason
no.
to rush it, but I think we do also have to acknowledge not just that the UFC is a business, but we all know how this goes. I'm a big Patty fan, but you do have to acknowledge to some extent that the way that they even booked him can go along with what you're saying. Like how they did Peyton Talbot and Felipe. They was both two prospects, one loss, but both had long streaks before. You put them against each other, best man wins, one moves on, one move forward. You basically did the same thing with Patty as far as you didn't ever gave him that challenge to somebody like who's in that division. He could have fought Gamrot before Dan Hooker. If you really wanted to get him in that top 6, top 7 category, you gave him Michael Chandler. If you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying. So what comes with that also comes with this. They could just be scared, in which I feel like I'm a big proponent that he will beat Justin Gaethje. But the only way to skip that is to just give him the title fight now. And it kind of feels like that's just a role that they could have possibly just opened. Who needs a contender fight? We just got these two. He already don't like the champ. The champ already don't like him. They didn't bat it out when we did Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree, right?
yeah.
So I
And
don't know. I definitely do think the problem in the system though. It's something there.
I would say if this were a division where he would get a title fight, it it would be like you said with Armin missing weight. Can't give it to Charles Oliveira. I mean, you just went down the line. I mean, the next man up would be like either Gaethje or Patty, and it's like, but it seems like that's the next matchup
I
according
say,
to DDP. I mean, that's what DDP saying. He got a co-main already for his card, and I don't know. DDP seem to be leaking things, man. I don't.
yeah,
How realistic do you? To be honest, I think it could be realistic, but at the same time, I don't see why.
I
I don't
got.
know, man. Gaethje
I
doesn't
don't
give
know.
me the type. He don't. He's not the type of person who would really do what the whole. Oh, I'm title fighter retire. He doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't. He doesn't give me that type of vibe, man. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
saw Dana speak on that too. But I was going to ask you. Dang, I'm bad. I'm blanking on it. What do you think is going to happen with the fight? Do you think it's going to happen? You think that is the co-main?
I think Dana's definitely pushing for it just to have because at this point, that's probably just about the only matchup you could do that would like come out with either winner being a clear contender. Because it's like you said, it's not like you could put him against Max because if in a world where Max does win, do we want to see Ilya Max? It's not like you could put him against. Well, you can't do Charles now, obviously. It's not like you could put him against Armin because I'm sure as we'll get into, Armin is probably like 4 or 5 fights away from a title fight. This is the only matchup where like either winner is like, okay, this guy can fight Ilya. And so I do think Dana is definitely trying to get that to happen, but will it? I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
I think it will. My only thing is this. I remember that. How long is training camps normally? It's about 8 weeks, 6, 8 weeks.
Like like on a really low side, it seems 6 is really low, but so I'll say like six to
That's right.
ten, yeah. Usually
So
like eight
what?
to
The
10,
D and
yeah.
the DDP card is in August.
Yeah.
My only thing is, I feel like I don't know, bro. That feels really close, and Patty does not look like he's cutting.
And I was gonna say, yeah, Patty looked pretty big as not surprised.
No, he has went from really big to really small and really like fast time periods before, but I don't know. I hope it's the co-main though, because I can't think of a better co-main at this point. With how everybody's
Yeah,
booked up and busy. Unless you're gonna go, well, they talking about Zhang Wei Li moving up a little bit. That'd be a cool co-main, but outside of that, I can't really think of any other co-main that I'd be excited to see.
yeah. Me neither. They should definitely get it done. I mean, more lightweight drama. I mean, apparently, I don't want to say I told you so. I don't.
What?
But you was over here a few weeks ago talking to Armin. Armin is the real contender. Armin, man, he got hurt. Armin, I told you
Oh
that was
man.
I told you that was some BS. He
Oh
pulled
man.
out 24 out. I told you. I told you it was something to that, bro. I told you. I told you. And
I ain't
Dana
gonna
White
lie.
exposed him, bro. He missed weight. He sabotaged 311. The reason why you get to parade around here and crap on Islam's wins and say
Yeah.
he beat Moicano and he is the reason why. Him. Armin Sarukian is, bro. He missed
Yeah.
weight and sabotaged the card, and they framed it for him and just act like he got hurt. You didn't get hurt. You missed weight. Back of the line. As far as I'm concerned, back of the line.
He
Treat
gonna have
him
to go
like
like he gonna have to go
hey,
on like a 3 fight win streak, and in that win streak, they're gonna try and drop him out like they're gonna try and
yeah,
drop him out like heavy.
yeah, yeah,
Cause I ain't gonna lie, that's
yeah,
probably one of the most
yeah,
unprofessional things that you could like do.
yeah,
There was no excuse. You had a full training camp, nothing happened in your training camp. You just missing weight, and you're not even like a big star. You might have money, but you're not a big star. You do not like. You're not somebody who has to get a title fight, and you ruin the pay per view.
yeah,
You
yeah,
jeopardized 2 fights.
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
Apparently, you might have ruined Moicano's career after what happened on Saturday. You
yeah,
might have ruined
yeah.
Moicano's career too. So
Probably.
I don't know.
Almost weekend. That's just that's listen, I hope he can like, turn around, stay consistent, whatever. I mean, he's a great fighter. I mean, he's probably the only threat to Ilya in his division, but it don't seem like we're gonna know for a while. But I mean, I don't know what to say. That's just crazy. Man, I knew he couldn't have been injured. I knew it. I knew
Yeah, there
he
was
did
no
for
diagnosis. There was no
2 days.
follow up.
2 days. Was it even 2 days? It was one day. Whatever.
It was one day. I feel like it was
One
the
day.
same day.
One day. One day. Come on, man. Come
Bro,
on.
it's like, how you,
That's,
bro? You've been doing this your whole life. You can't make weight.
that yeah, that's just bad. And he didn't even step on the scale, so like it had to be bad enough to the point where this
He had no
can't be seen.
chance.
Yeah, like this can't be seen. Like he back of the line, treat him as if he is number 15. And he back of the line, back of the line, back of the line.
Yeah, it's over for him. I ain't gonna lie. It's a good. I don't say a good chance, but it's a chance that he never gets that title fight, bro. 'Cause like I said, they're gonna try their best to job him out.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
yeah,
people that want that number one contender title, and after you did what you did, reasonably so, the UFC is gonna try their best.
yeah. So
There's a lot of people that will make weight.
yeah, so wow. I mean, yeah, it's crazy. The one fight that possibly could have challenged Ilya just gone. Because man, as much as I love Justin Gaethje isn't gonna
I, don't
strike.
lie, I really feel like Armin would have did anything after. So I know it's small, but even seeing that little grappling exchange with Ilya and Charles, I feel like it would have been inevitable, bro. And Armin gets hit a lot too, bro.
Yeah,
At this point,
yeah,
I don't think anybody's touching him. It's just a division where he's about to own the division, bro. It's no, I don't say no real threats, but there's contenders, but their contenders are not threats.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
That's it with
see,
lightweight.
man. Speaking of contenders, man, we got a new number one contender, man. EGF. We was wrong, man. We was wrong.
Were we though? Were we?
I To the judges, we were. To the judge, I mean, watching that
Well,
fight, I just want to say unanimous decision is absolutely crazy. Whoever watched that, you don't watch that fight. That was one of, I was seeing people
I was
call
about to
that
say,
fight,
well, one of the judges said 27-30, so I don't know what the judges are watching.
man. I was seeing
27-30?
people were calling that fight the greatest fight they've ever watched. To be honest, it's not even that far fetched. EGF, that was a great fight.
That
That
was a
was a
war.
great, that was a great fight. Shout out to Joshua Van, man. I mean, I didn't, I mean, I figured like, man, you touched on it. I felt like, that could be a factor to the whole, fighting in two cars on the road, overworking yourself or whatever. But shout out to Josh Van. He came in there and fought. I mean, I don't know if robbery is the word because it definitely as close of a fight it was, but to act like it wasn't
Yeah,
competitive and like I said, 30-27, that was crazy. That you didn't have to do Royval like that. He looked great as well. He was getting hit a lot, but he looked good as well.
it was a good fight. I ain't gonna lie. I do appreciate the fact that Roy Val didn't try and take him down at all. Because Roy Val got a lot of submission wins under his belt, and Joshua Van has not really been taken to the ground and tested like that yet, in which he will be against Pantoja, and we're gonna get into that. But I can really appreciate the fact that Roy Val didn't try and take him down. He actually stood and banged with him. And it was a
Yeah,
war. I had saw it was like the third most significant strikes in flyweight history. And man, I'm really surprised that no one got knocked down until it was like 10 seconds left in Roy Val. It wasn't a robbery. Like, I can see how Joshua Van won, especially with the late knockdown in round three. But it was definitely not a 30. There's no way that you're saying that
yeah.
Joshua Van won all three rounds. You did not come
That's
out of
just
the fight saying that.
yeah, no, that was a fun fight though. Yeah, that's a striking. That was amazing, man, dude. Now, I mean, one thing
Yeah.
when it comes to like Pantoja is that cardio, and man, Joshua Van has a tank, man. He does. He fights high pace, high volume. Haven't seen him for 5 rounds, but I mean, how he looks for
I'll
three
say,
is
how
what.
good is that tank when Pantoja's on your back and you trying to fight for your life?
And let's get into that. So, how? I mean, what are his chances? Early, it's really early, but what are his chances? I think Joshua Van could put up a good fight, man. I really do.
Joshua,
I think.
against Pantoja? I ain't gonna lie. I would probably go second round submission again against Joshua Van.
You think so?
Yes. Joshua Van has no grappling skills. He's only been fighting for 5 years. Pantoja's been wrecking this division for 5 years. I
Yeah,
don't I don't know, bro. I
yeah,
just feel like it wouldn't be close, bro. And
yeah.
he
I
got a
don't know. I
punch of
mean,
chance though, because he ain't scared to stand and bang with you. We got a chin. And the way that Joshua Van throws combinations, bro, it's
yeah.
possible. I just don't think Pantoja will let it happen. I think experience is a big thing, and he's only 23 years old.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, early pick. I mean, I think Pantoja will probably just it's going to be a classic Pantoja fight. He's just going to smother him, and that whole pace and his whole activity won't even matter because like the way he fights, he's gonna. push the pressure on you and try to land combinations, those heavy, quick, those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5s, those 1, 2, 3, 4s. And Pantoja can eat a shot. He's eating a shot from hardest punchers in the division, harder punchers than Joshua Van. Maybe not as technically sound with their hands, but harder punchers. And I say that to say, once he walks through those 1, 2 and he shoots for your leg, and you might
I'll
score
say
the first one, but if you get up and then you try to get away and he shoots again, and then who knows, you get up again, then Pantoja just think he bakes you into think you're trading. He just comes at you, throws a few hooks, throws a kick, then
Well,
he
say, I
shoots
think the
another one.
only thing that Van has on the side is that it's going to be really hard for Pantoja to close the distance without eating one with
Yeah,
those combinations. That Van is super fast, but at the same time, man, it just feels like once Pantoja closes that distance, he's not getting back up.
yeah, because
Pantoja,
like
he's a really, I don't say he's really a really big flyweight, but he's big compared to Joshua Van.
yeah, he's
He's
gonna make him wrestle. He's gonna because Joshua Van ain't the like I said pick your range, stay at your range, pick you apart. He's trying to come in there and like not brawl, but like he's gonna push the pace on you, so the takedowns will be there. We're gonna see what he can do wrestling for 5. We're gonna see. So he's gonna get shot after shot after shot, and ultimately, I think Pantoja is probably gonna be too much for the young buck,
I
man.
don't
I
think we're
think
not
it's
gonna
gonna
have another John Jones story, bruh.
be.
That's over.
I think he could be a good fight though, because Joshua Van can sprawl a few, and he can match his. I think it could be a better
You
fight
think
than we
you'll do
expect.
that with Pantoja?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to see.
I ain't gonna lie. I really hope he can, bro. 'Cause Pantoja, or when Pantoja beats him, bro, we could probably touch on it with, is Pantoja to go to flyweight at this point? If he beats Joshua Van, bro, I don't know what to do anymore, bro. The only other answer is Manuel Cappe, and Cappe can't even make a fight night. He can't make a pay-per-view. He can't make a main event. He can't make a co-main. He can't make a main card. There
Yeah,
is nobody else in this division.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Cafe Joshua Van is our hope right now. I mean, if you want to keep the division moving, but yeah, yeah. I mean, if he beats Van, man, I mean, I guess you try to. I mean, we said it earlier. Flyweight is at that position where if you just get a knockout, hell, not even a knockout, you just get a win, and like if you're in the top 10, maybe not even top 10 anymore at the rate Pantoja. If you're ranked, if you have a ranking by your name, you can get a win or two. You have a title case.
I was
You
gonna
have a
say they
title.
trying to throw names at Urseg to get a wings. They want him to get another shot. He just messing it up. But they're trying, bro.
Yeah.
Trust
They
me.
try to do.
If what's the
Yeah.
name loses, if Joshua Van loses to Pantoja, they're gonna try and throw a jobber at Cappe's way. But I've also noticed that flyweight is another one of the divisions where they top 5 is pretty secure and they do not leave. They don't lose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know how it's gonna work.
Yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
we finna just do this thing. Pantoja has also been pretty adamant on the fact that he's not leaving his division. He does not want to move up and challenge for another belt. He doesn't want to vacate his belt. So I guess we finna just keep running this back. Pantoja's about to keep being on people. So I guess my question to you was this. You still got DJ as the GOAT, flyweight?
Yeah. DJ to go, man. 13 defenses, man.
What
You
would
can't.
Pantoja have to do to close that gap for you?
He would probably have to like. He would definitely have to beat Joshua Van. I don't know, man. I don't even know. I mean, can he close the gap? He can definitely close it. I don't know, because when you think about the competition, I think you can make the case that Pantoja has run through a tougher division. But just, I mean, even so, Demetrius Johnson, he had some solid wins too. Not maybe as much as Pantoja, but
13
like
title
I was
defenses.
about to say, he had some solid wins and 13 title defenses. And when you think about his skill set that he possesses, I don't know, man. Pantoja might just be a really, really like a 1B, like maximum ceiling potential, man. Like a really good, like really, really good, like a Daniel Cormier to a 205 John, like a light heavyweight John
I
Jones. Like
don't
a,
know, Britt. And
I don't know.
it
I mean,
sounds
could he
crazy
get
to
there?
say. It
I
sounds
don't know.
crazy to say that somebody will need 5 more defenses. But it kind of feels like to make it official, he would need like 4 or 5 more defenses. And his fairness, not to say that Mighty Mouse didn't finish people, he's brutally finishing people on a consistent basis. So he got that on
Yeah,
the side.
yeah,
But he would need like 4 or 5 more defenses, bro. Realistically. And especially with him never wanting to move up, bro. If he would move up and do something, it would like give him a better chance. But him not even wanting to move
yeah,
up, Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I have to go DJs. DJ's pretty secure for a while. I mean, Pantoja, we can see though. We can see though, because at this rate, I mean, I don't know. Joshua Van Cape, that's two, and I don't know. You get another. I mean, if you get another Urseg fight, if Urseg can beat somebody, that's three. So, I mean, it's possible. It's possible. I don't know.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. We got to do something about Pantoja, bro. So you wanna talk about our co-main, bro? You wanna talk about the co-main, bro? Talking about Pantoja, cause he just did
Yeah,
it again, bro. He just not in an Ilya fashion, but he's slaughtering the division, bro.
Yeah,
KK, and I mean, you was talking about in the party how people give things false hope. I think we was pretty direct and really close to the finish of how this fight was going to end, how it was going to go. Pantoja did it again, bro.
yeah.
He slaughtered
You caught
KKF.
you caught it exact. You said round two rear naked.
Rear
I think I
naked
said round
chokes.
three. I said round three ninja choke. I think, and yeah, you said round. Yeah, that's
Man,
crazy.
bro, it was so nasty, bro. Pantoja's so technical with it. As soon as KKF lost that hand, the fight was over, bro. And like it was so brutal. KKF tried his best to fight it, bro, and just Pantoja ended it, bro. It was
You
actually
just
a little brutal. It was a little scary to watch. It was nasty though. But it also goes into what you're saying, bro. A lot of these title fights have been duds.
yeah,
Just a
some of them,
brutal,
man.
just brutal, just. We
And
was
this
talking.
title fight is can't take it.
Man, we was on the group chat. I think that was round one or round two. That was an obvious 10-8, bro.
Yeah,
Like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
that's Pantoja, bro.
He just smothers you, man. Even when he gets you on the ground, he just smothers you. You're just constantly on the defense from him. It's not. It doesn't feel like a second he's not trying to submit you. Whether he's on top mount trying to get an arm triangle, whether he's on your back trying to choke you out with the rear naked. I mean, those are seems like his two like we've seen the most, but like it just seems like he's always. It just seems like when he's on you, you always have to threat the submission. He's so good. And I was thinking, man, outside of Islam, and maybe hell, even with Islam, I'm gonna just say it. Pantoja is the best grappler in the UFC. Pantoja is the best grappler in the UFC, bro. Man, dude, like you said, he's just so technical. He gets on you and like he just gets from the side of you, from the body lock to your back, and like before you can even realize what's
Yeah,
going
he is
on,
really technically sound.
then he flattens you out, then you get to your back. Now he's submission threatening you. He's a half guard. You turn around, you on your back again. He just he,
The
he might be
gas
the best
tank, the
grappler in the
energy, the
UFC.
intensity, bro. It's there.
He might be the best grappler in the UFC, man. Let's respect Pantoja. He said it himself. We need to put respect on these lower divisions.
On the
There is no
flyweight division.
reason. There is no reason for Pantoja not to be top three pound for pound. Ilya, Islam, Pantoja. Simple, simple,
You sure
simple,
about that? I was about to say he talked about that a
simple,
little bit in the press conference. He said, "What I
simple.
got to do? Be Jack Della Mid Atlanta?"
Yeah, yeah, I guess so. Pantoja got to beat JDM.
Bro, it
Pantoja got to
is.
beat
I
JDM.
mean, he is like he's been number 9 for a while, bro. We've
It's
changed the people in
crazy.
front of him like 8 times. Sean Strickland was in front of him. Bilal was in front of him. Ferrer was in front of him. Everybody, time someone wins or loses belts, they're in front of him. Aspinall was the intern champion. He was in front of him. It's like I
He's
don't know, bro. And
outlasted them
that's
all. Think about all those names you said. They've all lost their belts. He's outlasted them all, and he's still here doing it.
and
And
he's
like he's
still where he
finishing
was when
guys.
they had their belts.
He's finishing guys. He's fighting the main. He's fighting top contenders. He's not. He doesn't pick his fights. He doesn't. He literally fights whoever, and he just does the same thing to whoever. It's crazy. Put some respect on Pantoja's name, man. Maybe you can maybe put Marab over him. Maybe if you want to do that, and I'm sure we'll get into that like whenever. But
I'm about to say
man,
we got that pound for pound episode.
man, he's top three. He's top three. He's top three. Give it to him.
All right, top 3 is a little crazy. Is he really over DDP though?
Yes, yes,
Nah,
yes.
Pantoja ain't better than DDP, bro. He's not pound for pound over DDP, bro.
He's not.
Man, he beating up a bunch of 125 pounders, bro.
Yeah, but like I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe there are okay. Maybe not top three, but man,
There
top
has
nine
to be some limitations, but at the same time,
outside of top five is crazy.
bro,
With
all
no
these
Pantoja
champs are new. Like outside of DDP, all these champs just they reigns are just starting. I mean,
outside, man,
Alex Bulk, but
top
his
five.
reign is even just starting.
He's top five minimum. Top five minimum.
We're gonna make our own pound for pound list. We're gonna get it right, bro.
Top five minimum, bro.
I know you was talking about it. So how disappointed was you in the co-main?
I was real I, I don't
I
know
was
if
saying
I
there was
can
a
even say.
conversation.
I was gonna say I don't even know if I can say disappointed because I mean we knew it was going to happen. It's like I was just more so, but watching it just made me upset. I don't know. I guess I just thought KKF would like give me at least one round where I could say, okay, dang, like he's hitting them, he's hitting Pantoja. It's like this is starting to. This round was competitive, but he didn't even give me that. I mean,
I was
Pantoja's
saying we
just too
did raise
good.
the question in the beginning of the last episode. Does he deserve this shot? And it kind of showed that this, man, he didn't, and we are literally just throwing people at Pantoja that comes off of dubs. I don't
Yeah,
know, man. I don't know, bro. I didn't think it was gonna be close, but I thought that in fights there's moments it cannot be close, and there's a moment where somebody like makes you feel like, oh, it's shifting. There was no moment here.
yeah,
KKF was shook. He was scared. He was scared to throw punches because he knew what was gonna happen if he missed.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And stuff like that only happens when somebody comes off of one fluke win. I said,
yeah,
man, I said what he did to Ursig was so fluke, bro. That was so fluke, and we just gave him a title shot off of it, bro.
yeah,
It was fluke.
yeah,
Anytime someone comes off of two losses and they get a fluke win and they get a title shot, bro, you know what it's gonna be.
yeah,
At this point,
yeah.
but we all know what happens now. I was gonna ask you, what do you think should happen next with KKF? But I think we know how this storyline ends now, bro.
I mean, personally, listen. Him and Manel Kape have had some like tensions in the past. Hey, hey, why not?
I'm saying
Why
with
not?
Manuel Cappa, he think he the best boxer in the UFC, so
Why not?
hopefully he don't get flatlined like Ursig.
Yeah. So why not? Give Cape, hopefully, obviously if Cape win, this could be his number one contender fight. And if KKF win, he gets back in the win column and we can find somebody else to give him to to get a win and try to try to
Yeah.
get another Pantoja contender, I guess. I don't know. I'd say make the Cape fight though right now. Why not?
It's probably the only fight that you could really make. There's nothing going on in that division for real. I don't know if that's a matter of them all like being booked up or for something to do with the division just being dead.
Yeah. Pantoja jobbed out flyweight, bro.
Now what? This is the end of June, bro. Oh, we the end of June, bro, with the Illia win. We had a fight night every single week, bro.
Yeah, June was a good
It was
month.
a good UFC MMA month, bro. We're gonna touch on it more probably in the next couple weeks, bro. I've been seeing people talk about it on Twitter. We don't have to talk about it too much. We got a little bit of time left. Just a little bit of your thoughts on that 318 card, bro.
318 sucks. 4 out of 10. 3.18. 3.18 out of 10. That card,
I
man,
don't even
that
think that's a
card.
three, bro. That's not even, bro.
Listen,
That's like that card is like a
listen,
one, bro.
listen. I'm not. Listen, I know there's probably going to be some guys when I say I don't know people on this card who's going to try to say we're casuals or whatever. Man, say what you want. I don't know these people on this card.
Yeah.
Fuck these guys. I mean, seriously, man. This is how we letting DP go out, huh? It's already not a title fight for the main event, and
Oh, I
we
said that help, bro.
co-main.
That card is a one. There's like four ranked fights, bro. The main event isn't for a real bait. The co-main is two unranked dudes, bro.
Dude. And then I think one of them doesn't even have 10 fights. Isn't he like 7-1? The
I think so,
the
yeah. And he's co-manning a UFC event.
dude, I don't know I don't know what's happening. Like I said, I'm sure we'll get into it like probably next week and within these next few weeks. This being the official build up to DP and Max. But
Yeah.
yeah, Dana got some work to do with that card. We got to fill that card out, but I don't know how because I mean we're literally in the build to it now. But I guess this is what he's rolling with.
Man,
But I don't know, man.
y'all could have just threw RDR and Robert Whitaker on that card or something, bro. You could have
Yeah,
gave us something, bro.
yeah, that card needs to be filled out fast. I don't know what's going on, but maybe we could get another Joshua Van 3-week notice. I don't know. I,
We gotta make
that
a video out, bro. We are gonna make our own 318 card, bro. We're gonna do something along the lines. We have to, bro. 'Cause there's so many fighters, bro, that Bro, it's so many fighters that aren't as active as they should be, and they need a fight. And you made a pay per view where you have like 2 fights that's even within the top 10. Like, come on now, bro. They
Yeah,
got to do a
we
better
got
job. Maybe Demetrius
we,
Johnson was right, bro. This is reality TV at first, bro. It's reality TV first, bro. So you gotta have these down months where everybody get their little rest, bro.
wow, wow,
That's what it
man.
seems,
I don't
bro.
know that we need to fix it. I know that. I mean, I don't think. I mean, I think that about does it for the pie, man. I mean, it was another great week. I mean, it was
Yep.
definitely a great week for EG over here. Got his Illia win, double champ status. Got to see Joshua Van. We got to see Joshua Van rise up. I mean, we got to see a lot of things, man. Hey, I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, this card. I'm just thinking about this card. It needs to fill out quick, though, man. We gonna talk about it, though. We gonna
Yeah,
talk
we're gonna
about
make
it,
an
man.
episode out of it.
I'm gonna talk about it, man. I mean, anything else before you get out of here, man? EGF, man.
Man, I hate to be the one to say I told y'all for a while what was gonna happen. June was a wonderful month, bro. I told y'all for 4 straight weeks what Ilya was gonna do. Ilya is the face of the UFC. I told y'all I don't know my exact words, but I'm trying my best to mimic it or paraphrase. Ilya is the reigning, defending, undisputed, not just double champ, not just dual champ, not just lightweight champ, but number one pound for pound in the UFC, in the Ultimate Fighting Champion. Bro, Ilya Taporia is him, y'all, bro. He is here. Nobody's touching him, bro. And I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Again, we finna do our shout outs. Check out my TikTok, EGF MMA, bro. Check out our TikTok, Split Decision. Man, whole documentary on how Islam ran, bro. Whole doc, bro. He ran, Mike. That's all I had to say, though. That's all. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer. I ain't gonna hold y'all up too much longer.
Islam ran appearance to lead EGF, and to be honest, I can't say otherwise. I guess he's gonna be on his Ilya high for a few weeks, so I gotta wait till he cools off. I mean, you
Yeah,
know
he
where
the
to
face
find
of
us. Split Decision Pod
base.
for underscore on Instagram and TikTok. Mikey Sports Rim for my TikTok personally. EGF MMA for his. I mean, man, go follow our Instagram too. Go follow our social media, man. Go like, share, subscribe with your friends. We can't wait to keep doing good work for you guys, man.
Nope.